Reec.
Yeah. Who you with?
Let me go ahead and get this thing popping. I'm gonna hit the hype bell early. We're gonna have one of those type of interviews. Of course, it's Reec Show Live, but this is the radio royalty edition. So sometimes you hear about these big stations, these huge brands, syndicated shows, these mega personalities, but the people behind the microphones, the ones pushing the buttons, signing the checks, make sure folks are on time where they're supposed to be at, going recruiting and hunting talent, making sure that all of the events go off, the community person that's making sure that everybody in the community is connected, down to dealing with the news, dealing with the promotions, dealing with marketing. There's somebody behind that. And in one special case, there's one man really behind it. And that man, I don't know if it's pun intended or not, Solo is in the building. Let me hit the hype bell. What's up, bro?
Hey, I was wondering. I was like, wait, who's he talking about? Appreciate the intro, man. And thank you for the invite, man. This is awesome, man. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man.
We've been talking about this for about 4 years.
Right. But look, man, it's in due time. It's like, I know, so let's get the elephant out the room. A lot of people will be watching this that know both of us. They're going to be like, well, Reec work here and he work here. How y'all sitting down together? Because we're not haters. That's why. We're going to show respect to those who earned it. This man has been an instrumental piece when it comes down to radio. And I don't want to say Atlanta. I want to say in the Southeast. And I want to say across the globe, because you found ways to create lanes for people, put together certain talent. And I'm not taking anything away from the ownership. I'm just saying I've talked to you on the phone. I've seen you move. I've talked to other people, obviously, in the industry. Right. And I see, the work you put in. You know what I mean? And it don't stop. Like I said, I see the truck everywhere. Hey, what I'm saying? I see you everywhere.
It definitely don't stop. And just to clear the room, as you said, the elephant in the room, is we competitive, but we don't have beef. And a lot of y'all don't understand that is that, we can be competitive, but when I see you, I see you, I see it. Then we go back at it, but it's never no beef. And, this ain't about radio, even though it's radio royalty, but, this is based off the strength of me and Reec's relationship outside of radio, even though we met through radio. But the goal is just to come on your platform and show you some love and, and give you your flowers, because this is amazing, all the stuff that you was doing. And then this is my real official first podcast that I've done. And I told Reec a long time ago, said, I don't really want to, because Reec has hit me many times, like, yo, man, come to my podcast. I don't really want to talk to nobody, blah, blah. But I said, when I do it, I'm going to hit you first.
My guy.
So I wanted to keep my word. I talked to the publicist, Manisha Holiday, and brand manager, Anthony Trust. And I was like, look, if I do anything, because people started hitting them, and I was like, yo, I got to do Reec. One other person, I got to do them first, because my word was that and everything like that. So I'm happy that we was able to put it together and make it sense and stuff like this. I'm a little disappointed ain't no chickens here. I'm a little disappointed ain't no eggs here. But ain't no basketball goal. But other than that, yo, we good. We good.
The only other time we had an actual, and I'm gonna say beef, and I'm playing, obviously, we had beef was we played in the media game with the Hawks.
Oh yeah.
Solo had, but look, Solo had guys I literally, not figuratively, literally played with in college. Like one of my college roommates and another dude I played on a national, playoff team.
And they worked for me.
Okay. I'm gonna hit the hype button. One of them dudes can't even spell radio, but it's all good.
I ain't say he worked on air, but he worked. We need people to lift stuff and
I got
security,
It's all good.
Post a flyer.
You know what? It's my fault. I didn't do good enough job recruiting. But let's start there. Let's start there. So when we talk about radio, like I said, all the stuff that I said prior to this in the intro is true. This man is behind a lot of different things in the industry, right? And then of course with the brands that you rock in with Core, of course, all of that. But let's talk about recruiting, because just as a hell of a job you did with bringing those basketball guys together that work for them. You know what I'm saying?
They did. Got W4, W9, all of that.
He's out there. We're going to check no IRS after this. But he's also able to put talent together or give people chances that you may not have thought would be able to be in the same room behind a mic and then make it work.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Where did that start? Like, where did you get your eye for talent from? And what are some of the things you look for? Because we got a lot of people interested in radio maybe watching this.
So it doesn't happen without a team. But prior to my radio career, I was in the nightclub business. So I was always the person that kind of hired the bartenders, the waitresses, book the talent, what fits and what goes. So when I got to radio, I had great mentors. The owner, Mr. Steve Hegwood.
Shout out to Steve,
who's been doing it, for 40 plus years.
Right.
Consultants, Jerry Smoking B. You had other entities that was around that helped that process.
Right.
So as a sponge for information and knowledge, I just kind of mimicked things they was telling me. Like, hey, this is what a good talent is supposed to do or supposed to be. This is how it was when we grew up. And I just kind of put my own little swag or press on it.
Yeah.
And they helped, along the course. You can't be a leader unless you're a follower. Yeah. Follower first. And my goal was to follow their path and then slowly just turn the path into my thing. And it started with them. And so, and then talent, we found some people that was hungry and had an opportunity to learn and wanted to really be in radio before everybody wanted to just do, social media influencer and stuff like this. And they had a real love for it. So that was real good. That's how that kind of worked. It's work, as you know, it's work, especially now when everybody thinks everybody's a star and they want that star treatment and all of those things. And you have to kind of bring them back. Like it's a team sport. Yeah. I need you to give me 30 in this. I need you to give me 15 rebounds over here. I need you to give me 4 steals. Right. 3-pointer over here. And then that's how we win. But you're dealing with more obstacles now. Right. Because everybody I want the 30. I want you to give 15. But you really can't do all of that. I need you to space it out. So but we working it out.
That's what's up. Well, I mean, as officially, one of your titles is program director, and I say one of them because even if that's what's on the business card, I know if the work far surpasses that. You know what I mean? But I will say that it's more like in this at a professional level, you like the Phil Jackson. Yes, Jordan can give me 30, but so can Scotty. So how do I say, all right, I got to keep them happy? You know what I mean? Within this triangle, I got to keep everybody happy, even though I know I got 5 people that could drop 20 at any given time.
Got it. I always laugh at this statement because I'm gonna say this humbly. I'm more like Eric Spoelstra. Yeah. Got you. Because my boss, Hegwood, is like Pat Riley. Yeah. He's the one that's done it. Yeah. And then he kind of let me get in it. And then I just kind of take some points from him and then do my own thing. Got you. I'm younger than everybody. And most majority of my staff, we have a great camaraderie conversation and stuff. So I'm winning because of the seeds that have been planted by, the boss and mentors and people like you when we talk and things. So I'm always constantly finding information. Gotcha. Like Eric Spoelstra went to Oregon, learn a type of play, just so he can implement it in basketball. So I'm kind of like that, where I'm always looking for information to figure out how to be better at this because it's so competitive. And being in Atlanta, it's gotten competitive. Super competitive. With 13 different, and the music has kind of meshed across the boards. It's not just this, you can only play this, you have to play so much. So talent has to evolve too. You can't just have the one-dimensional talent no more. Social media.
Got to be able to get in front of people, play a personality.
Raise chickens,
appreciate
eggs. Man, where is it, man?
That'll be part 2. Right. This is a 2-part series. Solo will be on the farm next.
Where's the chickens, man? So but it's just constant, and the game is constantly evolving because everybody's looking for the next thing. And I'm proud and happy that I'm working for Black independently owned. That he makes the decision. It's not the corporate structure where they're only looking at the bottom line. As mean as he is at times or pretends to be, he's one of the most compassionate people I've worked with. Because during COVID, he didn't lay anybody off. Got you. And we're being a boutique radio station, compared to who laid a lot of people off. he didn't do that. And that's like stuff like that. And he had the opportunity where he could have, and it'd have been fair.
Yeah.
But he stuck with the team, and I remember things like that.
Yeah.
So, and those little things
mean a lot. They go a long way. Yeah.
You know, even though it wasn't little, but that means a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and then working for a black man is kind of taking it out the mud.
Yeah.
We do that normally.
Right.
It's like, oh, okay.
Right.
We gotta ride the ride same way.
He understand it. And I think sometimes when you in that regime, you get somebody that understands the grind for real. Because I saw like literally my first year just interning over at the other spot where he was at, he left and started Streets. You know what I mean? And it was empowering to see that, even though it was in a competitive situation, it's empowering to see that. But like, dang, he was just over here as a director. Now he's owning his own stuff, his own brands, and then giving people opportunities to shine as well. The work comes with it. I just want to always double down on that. But you also give people the opportunity to shine. I just want to, let me hit the hype bell for Steve, man. That's dope,
gotta get a hype button. And the funny thing about it, he originally told me no. I interned at Streets.
Yeah.
Even in my success of nightclubs and the industry, hotels and restaurants, he didn't really believe that I really wanted to do what I had to do. And it's always funny. I had to technically sneak in under Rakini, Rashawn Ali, Jazzy McBee, Be Easy. I ended up being an intern, secretly waking up, leaving a night job, and then going to the radio station for months before he realized I was even in the building. And like for months.
Right.
And he never knew I was in the building working, because I would just keep my head down.
Yeah.
Because I had to be authentic, and I had to prove that, like, yeah, I really wanted to do this. And so it was, like I said, months before he realized, like, what are you doing here?
Right.
Like, yo, I've been interning here for months.
Right.
No, you haven't. And then people was like, yeah.
And putting in work.
Every morning and stuff. And it was real funny because I was sitting in the parking lot one day. And tell you how, this is just how it really kind of blew up. So I got off, I was working at nighttime, club, left the club at 4:30. We had to be at a radio station at Akini wanted us there at 5 a.m.
Morning show prep,
right? And my goal was always to beat Akini there, because Akini always make a big thing about the talent. How y'all let me beat y'all here? So I was like, all right, cool. So I always go straight there. I'm sleeping in my truck, so I'll just take a nap. Didn't know Steve was in the building. Yeah. So he kept looking out, kind of like this. You kept, there's no cars out there. And you see a car sitting over in the back of the park.
Who is this? Right.
You kept looking. And me, I kept looking and seeing him. Because I didn't park close to the door. I parked like at the back of the lot. I didn't want no problem.
Right.
And I kept seeing him walk. And so white guy walked, and they kept looking. And eventually I was like, let me call him. Right. So I finally called him. Was like, hey, that's me in the truck. And he was like, what? In his own celebratory language. He was like, man, what you doing? I said, I'm waiting on the Kini. What you waiting on the Kini for? I was like, I got to do my shift. What?
Shift? You don't work here.
Come on, right. Well, come inside. So I went inside, and I went to my little area. Yeah. I had a little like table, and I just went to the table, put my headphones on. Right. Didn't say nothing. Didn't, like most people, Yeah. Then he walked around, looked. Kini finally got there. Then didn't know they had a separate conversation later. But that's when he realized I worked there. A few months later, he asked me, hey, what are you doing during the day? At that time, I wasn't doing nothing because I was doing stuff at night. And then he offered me the promotion coordinator job. Yeah. I was like, hey, I really just want to be on air. Yeah. He was like, well, I don't have an opportunity for that. So that went from coordinator to intern.
Let's talk about coordinator. So promotions coordinator, when he gets this job around this time, we start seeing the Streets van everywhere.
Oh yeah. I had a grudge. and I had a grudge. And
you was crashing parties, bro.
I was crashing parties because I was already in the club scene. I just had the street stuff on. The biggest thing is that I applied at all the radio stations. I applied at every radio station in the market. And the thing that hurt my feelings, these are radio stations that I spent a lot of money on. Yeah. Doing parties and stuff,
in the clubs.
And I couldn't even get an internship. So when I did get in, I wanted to make everybody regret it. Yeah. And that's what I did. So with me, I told when me and Steve was talking, and I was like, well, what can I do? Mm-hmm. He was like, I'm gonna more tell you what you can't do.
Yeah.
And he showed me like 3 to 5 things that I couldn't do.
Yeah.
Bet.
The other list is real long.
The other list is real long.
I think we've always gotten along because we'll ask for forgiveness later.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. I'm not trying to do breaking no laws, no rules.
Nah.
But I might be right on that line
I
of
definitely
where
was
it's supposed
like,
to be. Yeah.
I would show up everywhere, and any idea or radical idea he would put in my head, he 9 times out of 10, if he didn't tell me not to do it, I'm going to do it.
You're running with it.
And everything from crashing birthday bash when we sold birthday bash tickets. We sold V103 car and bike show tickets. Like all the competitors events we sold tickets to.
Y'all will be out there, banners, t-shirts
in front of y'all, in front of the competitions event, broadcasted live, giving away t-shirts and tickets, and it was guerrilla. It was fun. No disrespect to nobody. This was. We had to do it our way.
Listen, man.
We had to do it our way.
Nobody took it. Well, I can't speak for everybody. Those of a certain cut of cloth didn't take it as offensive or disrespectful. Right. We took it as he's grinding.
Right. Because
on the flip side, and this is almost a similar mind frame in the building though. So I'm inside of Radio One. I'm working at Hot as an on-air personality and taking those same liberties as a brand. Right. So we got our own billboards. The station's not doing it. Right. We are putting out our own flyers. We had a mobile billboard truck circling birthday bash, the park, and everything. And like folks who worked at the station, like, dang, they doing that for Reec? No, we was doing that for us. We were buying birthday bash tickets and giving them away on social media before social media was really popping. You know what I mean? So to see what y'all were doing, we knew, okay, this is part of the winning process.
It is.
Because then y'all started making so much noise that you couldn't be like, nobody could ignore that this thing was here.
And him and the powers that be that's over at Core, they got some, they was older, but they had a vision, but they wasn't the goons. We was the goons. We was the ones that, okay, cool, we need you to go outside. And then I just happened to be the biggest acceptable goon because I had fed so many people with clubs and events and things like that, and I didn't have no beef with nobody.
Right, you got a good name, and that goes a long way. Let me look right in the camera when I say that. Having a good name in these streets, no pun intended.
Yes,
goes a long
way.
Right,
and being respectable to people and showing
come in camera a little bit more.
Oh, okay, cool.
We got a team too. There you go. We need all of it. There you go.
Appreciate it. Thank you. They in the conversation is that having a good face card, but I was able to do those things, and then it was unexpected because y'all have no idea how many people told me, "Nah, don't do that. Nah, don't do that. You don't need to do radio. Go back to the club.
Yeah.
Do that." Or somebody offered me to go on tour, and I was gonna move back home to Miami. Like I had so many different things, but this was calling. Yeah. And it just so happens that it just worked out.
Yeah.
And 10 years later, still here. Radio station's doing fantastically well.
In multiple markets.
Right. They're syndicated with the show. But it wasn't, the work had to be done though.
Yeah.
From going from $100 budget to $500 budget.
Right.
Then the $500 budget goes to $1,000 budget. Then the $1,000 budget goes to so it was, kicking and clawing to get every little thing.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people see the glam of it, but it was 18-hour days at times. You're leaving the station at 3 a.m. Then you're back at 6 because you got to beat the competition to an event.
Yeah, exactly. You got to make that footprint.
Right. That crash that we had at that when we crashed the bash and everything. That was me actually being out there buying parking spots at 5 a.m. and then sitting there waiting
for the action.
To actually, just sitting in the vehicle doing that. And it was a great fun idea.
Yeah.
And the funniest part is watching the competitors' staff have to walk past us to go to the event all day.
Right.
Like both events was of course this event is huge for the competition. So they had the park and they had and we were right in the middle on the corner.
Yeah.
So, you know, but they put a dent in it the following year.
Yeah,
boy.
they did that.
The following year, boy.
Yeah.
Hey, Big Bank, boy. Big Bank came in there and said, hey.
We're not letting that happen again. But for you guys to make that type of irritation in the market was, and when I say irritation, I don't mean disrespect in any way, because you know how folks will take a click of this and then run with it. But to make that type of ripple in the market, man, that was incredible, bro. Like it was commendable. You know what I'm saying? It's from a competitive standpoint. You like, hey, them boys grinding. We got to step it up. You know what I'm saying? So that's
somebody from the competitor said when they finally they only knew my name.
Yeah.
They never met me.
Yeah.
So they kept thinking I was out doing something.
Yeah.
You know, doing a remote, and it was me doing the remote this time. And they happened to walk up. And I knew the person they was with, and they was like, "Hey, this is blah blah blah." And the person said, "So, you're the thorn in the side." And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Man, you're the one everybody talk about." And at that time, people thought it was just this huge big thing. It was just me.
Yeah,
I was a one-man wrecking crew because I didn't sleep. I was used to longer hours, and my boss kind of gave me the authority, just like, yo, just be everywhere.
Yeah.
So the vehicle, I was driving it. I was like, yo, I'm gonna put my own gas in it. I'm gonna put tires on it. I'm gonna just have it everywhere, because the more people see it, the more the brand is.
Yeah, it's like a mobile billboard. Yeah.
You know, I know a lot of people keep saying, "Oh, out of sight make you build up your value if you're not seen." I don't believe that. I think the more you're seen, the more you're successful, especially when people are getting hit so many different ways, target wise. You know, because people are getting information all the way.
That's true.
I want you to see this brand that pays me as much as possible. And unfortunately, learned that from some people I worked with, and that's the way I've always been. Yeah. So I would either have the hat on, or I have a shirt on, a jersey, or me jumping out the vehicle, and I'm paying to pay for valet. I want you to park this vehicle in the front.
Be right up front. And I think that's an old too. Something I say a lot. Visibility and accessibility are two different things. Having high visibility, I think, is great in this type of industry, entertainment and stuff like that. Accessibility is different. So everybody can't touch you. You know what I mean? Everybody can't get you to come to this place and that place, but being visible at those places are extremely important. So I think that's what you're saying, and I definitely agree with that.
I definitely agree. And yes, that's what I'm saying. Being very visible, because it's such a competitive edge. You have to stand out as much as you can. Yeah. Whatever that edge is going to be. We can't go big bank, we can't go bank for bank. So I have to do the other things. Yeah. Yeah. It's almost like I know we keep referring to basketball. Y'all can't tell Solo is like 7'3". So you know what I'm saying? So that's probably why we keep going to basketball. That's why nobody was about to try him out in the streets either. They ain't want that smoke. The average radio person is like 5'9". You know what I mean? We accept the rule. We beat the rule. You know what I mean? We beat the rule. But all that to say that I think like you said, when you have a team with a bunch of talent, you might have a team with 12 all-stars, and then you got this other team beating them, and that's because they pressing the whole game. They doing all the little things. They getting all the rebounds, and I think y'all were that team, are that team that are beating the odds because you're willing to do, those extra things, those small things. And you have to. And I had a staff meeting recently, and I was telling my team, it's like, it's 2024. And the goal is to keep applying pressure. Don't get comfortable. When you get comfortable, that's when you lose your grip. Exactly. And we got here because people got comfortable. I don't want to, go back to that. Like, let's not let up. We know what happened. This is how we got in, because everybody kind of, hey, we good. Then all of a sudden we snuck in and, now you got to deal with me. Right, yeah. I don't want that to happen. So I'm constantly like, nah, we ain't getting comfortable. We not getting displaced from being complacent. 6 a.m. You still see me. I'm still putting that same grind and energy in. Yeah. I'm doing it a different way. I, of course, got more help now. Right. And everything. But that's the goal. It's not gonna stop. LeBron James is still putting in 2 a days. Right. Exactly. What else he got to prove? In his mind, I still got everything. Prove, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, and that's kind of how I look at it. I'm gonna still give it 100%. If I can, stream out another 10, 15, so it's 110. That 10% might be the thing that takes me over the top. Right. And takes that. So
Exactly.
that's the way I kind of look at it and stuff. And then, you know, the interns, I enjoy the part of like teaching the next too, so they can see it. So, especially because of people like us, you know, show them there's other ways where you can do it and everything.
Like we say a lot of times, success is relative, right? So like you said, you came into it wanting to be on air. Yeah. But now you're actually the person that makes sure everybody's on air. So when you look at it, be like, my path to this was I might have thought I was going right here, but I ended up over here. But my success is still very relevant and huge in this industry.
And the thing about it is that I never thought I would be where I'm at when it came to this radio station. I go back because now I have access, and my boss, you know, trusts me to trust me. Yeah. You know, when I'm looking for stuff, you know, like emails, and I have to use his computer looking for emails, it always is funny to go back to look at my first initial emails, and he never opened them. Yeah. You know, when I was sending my resume.
That's more motivation. More motivation.
And then I would see it, and I'd be like, open my stuff. He telling me, he gave me the card. It was like, check my email. And he never did. Right. But to see it where it's at now. Right. And Jerry Smoking B was the person that told my boss that I was going to be a program director. Me and my boss, I ain't going to do that shit. And it just so happens that every time something happened, I would 9 times out of 10 would be the closest person or the person that would be available. Yeah. So it just started, that building block just started happening. Yeah. I had no idea I knew what a program was, but I didn't know what they really did. Right. And everything. So it was a lot of on-the-job training, but my work ethic is unmatched.
We can attest to that.
Yeah, nobody's touching me on work. Right. Or getting it done in consistency. There might be a learning curve, but I'm coming 100 miles an hour. So just point me in the right direction. Right. So Steve and Jerry, some other key individuals, competitive and not, just gave me little tools to say, okay, here's what you should do. And I just took it and just started applying it. Then I asked a million questions. Right. It annoys my boss, but I asked a million questions because I don't want to be wrong. Right. You know, especially when I'm doing it for the first time.
And because I think that you want to make sure you're doing it right, because at the end of the day, this is another brother's thing and he needs it to be successful. Facts. You put me in a trustworthy position to make that happen. So I need to make sure I'm doing this right.
Facts. Yeah. And you know, with everything going on and how busy we be, you know, it's kind of hard to get all that. So I'm out, like, I'm asking questions. I'm sitting in there like, okay, you got 5 minutes? Yeah. Let me ask you. Yeah. And it might be something I needed from Monday, but today might have been the day I got the 5 minutes. Yeah. And I'm asking, hey, 3 questions. Blah, 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 blah. Right. You know, and he'll be like, nope, I ain't got nothing else. I'm going to go out. Because, you know, it's still a learning thing. You know, people have done this, like he's been in it for 40 years. You can't put 40 years of experience into a person in a couple of months. Right. You know, and he keeps forgetting because I'm getting better. I'm getting better. And he keeps forgetting that I haven't been in as long as him. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because, you know how it be. You be in a conversation and you be like, wait, you just, bro, I ain't been in as long. Right.
But that's also goes to the O for your work. Because, like, if he see how hard you go, right? He sees that a lot of things don't pass by you. Facts. You know, a lot of things don't get swept under the rug. You are really putting in his work. I would look at you too and be like, nah, he got it. He know what he doing. Right. Nah, bro. I ain't did it yet. You gotta give me the, give me the game, Ghost.
Man, it's like, okay, cool. You can swim. No, I can't.
No, I can't. Yeah.
Oh, you out there. You don't realize I can't swim until I'm up there gasping for air. Like, bro, throw me a life jacket or something. But we've been able to fine tune a relationship. Yeah. You know, employee, co-worker, boss, mentor, all of that. It's all of that. Into, you know, successful. Yeah. And success, you know, it's hard. It's definitely, we go through our gripes and all of that stuff daily. But we still get up every day and be like, all right, what you need done today? Yeah. You know,
it's competitive, so every day not gonna be sunshine and glitter, bro. So I already get it. Like, cause you got 2 to go. So you got Steve, obviously. Right. You got Jerry. Like I had Dave. We got ghosts. Like we got real ghosts. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it ain't gonna be sunshine and glitter every time. Some of the memes gonna be like, bro, what was you doing?
Right,
like,
right. In celebratory words.
Right, exactly. But it's definitely one of those things where you can sit back and be like, yeah, yeah, this is some of that good game that I could go on and, you know, do my thing with later.
Yeah. And that was the goal. And, you know, like I try my best. You know, I was the first official intern. And then I was the one that kind of started the intern program.
Yeah.
And then I'm hands-on with all my interns just to give them tutelage. I've been able to hire some of my interns. I've been able to get the interns and other. So that's a goal. That's a blessing in disguise. For me, it's also a blessing in disguise to get recognized by colleagues as yourself and others. And it's even better when the competitors kind of like, dang, we missed out on that. Dang, you know.
Yeah.
That let me know my work ethic has gotten to that level and that point. So that's the big blessing. But the work ethic had to be top tier.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't be here if I didn't have the grudge. I wouldn't be here if I didn't know how to work.
Got you. What was that time that you were in the building or maybe on site somewhere and you really realized, oh, I am a radio guy?
I want to say might have been last September when we was at the might have been a couple of times. So there was one time we did this Black Radio United event with all the, you know, Black radio stations, you know, or entities, and for the Get Out to Vote campaign. And we was
that was a big campaign.
Big campaign.
Huge. Yeah.
The first time is when we actually did the campaign, and we was at Clark Atlanta University, and I was the point person for our radio station. I've been the point person answering the emails and stuff like that. But, you know, when we got there and then they have all us together and everybody kind of referencing things to say, hey, blah, blah, blah. And that I remember those conversations where I was kind of excluded prior, but now I'm included in this prior. Yeah. And the people that I looked up to or respected were including me as an equal in that conversation. So that was good. Then we got an award for that same campaign, and we was down in Jekyll Island. And then all of the people that were there knew who I was, and then kind of laughed about, hey, you wanted to be on air. You know? So that let me know, okay, y'all did some research and stuff like that. So that's kind of when it really hit me that like, oh, snap, I'm a radio guy. Yeah. Not just in radio. Yeah. I'm actually a radio person. And then now I get people that call, hey, I need some advice on this or things like that. So that's kind of where it hit. Yeah. I celebrated 10 years and recently. Yeah. So that it's been. That's what's up. I'm gonna hit the hype bell. We had a bunch of moments, but I ain't want to cut the good brother off. You know what I mean? We had a bunch of hype bell moments. So yeah. It's good. It's good. It's been fun. Radio was definitely a jambalaya of all my skills. Yeah. I think it really allowed you to showcase a lot of, like you said, a lot of the things that you dope at, you know what I mean? And gave you some space to grow as well. Okay. Hey, this is not a sponsorship. I just love Sonic. It's cool. But if y'all want to come in, right. You know what I mean? Sonic. There's space. Yeah, there's space. Hit Reece, you know, but it is not a sponsorship. We actually do have branded waters here too. So, you know, we can just turn this way and let the people decide what they want to drink. You know what I mean? I drink water. There we go. What's the name of it? That's our Positive American Youth Waters right there. It's called Ice Water. Ice Water. Oh, yeah. We're going to drink this then. Yeah, man. We icing out the bullying. That's why you see a bull right here. Yeah. You see my sister and my daughter on here right here. You know what I mean? I appreciate that. That's your sister and your daughter. See how this man understands branding? You see how he held the bottle? For those just getting into branding and I love radio. Water. And I love water. So, hey, let's support that, you know? What has been one of the most fun parts of all the different aspects and jobs and angles you didn't hit within this industry? Like, what's the funnest part for you now? I know gorilla in the market was probably the funnest part, just being a bully. But now, what is the funnest part? I wasn't a bully because we wasn't big enough to be a bully. It was, you know, history lesson. It was just kind of like the Viet Cong. We was the Viet Cong in the streets. Yeah. So we would come out, hit you, and then run back in the woods. And you was too big, so you couldn't come to us. You couldn't mess with us. So that was fun. Right now is the future. That's what's fun for me. The planning of the future. I just came left for a radio conference last week in Vegas, and just the possibilities of what's next is fun for me now. Just sitting back and, you know, thinking about the possibilities of, you know, AI and the new technology, the Roadcaster, which you were just talking to me about. Those things are very, very new. And then looking for the talent, the new talent that gets it. That's hard, but it's fun because you want to find, you're still looking for the diamond in the rough, the one person is going to be like, change the game. Yeah. So that's still fun. It's a headache because everybody think they're a diamond in the rough, but it's fun to still go through that process. Yeah. And and my new contract that's coming soon. So let's go
ahead to hype bill. Hopefully the contract will be nice.
Right. Hopefully the contract's nice, like I wanted it to be. But I'm excited about that. But just getting up and doing something that I'm not griping about. I'm not like complaining about.
I gotta go to work instead. I get to go to work. I get to go do
something. And talk to people and help people on a consistent basis and the fun stuff. And I'm taking some pages out of Reec and I'm getting more into the community youth mentoring. And I respect it. From give you your flowers because you've been doing it so consistently on and off radio, and you've been due diligence about that, and that's inspiring because we as Black men need to be those examples because they don't get to see that. And so little pieces of that I've been watching and watching you do, and you do it so flawlessly because I know it's you and your pops, but y'all do it so flawlessly and it's consistent. Like it's never like, oh, he just did that for the thing. It's consistent and it's amazing because even when we did something at for one of the turkey drives, and stuff like that. So it was just turkey drive, it was just so consistent, and those things is important because the give back is very, very refreshing and exciting now. Appreciate that. It's always been good because but it's one of those key things, and so I appreciate you because us being close in age and close in kind of the same, mantra. It's good to see somebody doing. Oh yeah, okay, so this ain't bad. Cool people do this too. And not cool people that's just here for the camera. I see you do it, and it's never.
Because you done pulled up at events or passed by events that aren't taped. They're not on social media. They're not on the radio. We just outside.
Y'all just outside.
Really outside.
And everything. And it'd be like, wait, Reec here? And I'll be reading the flyer and it'd be like, hosted by Reec. How is he over here? It's like, wait, I thought I was good. This guy everywhere. And like for me, I'm not hosting it. I can just show up, put people in place. You're actually coordinating it at a lot of times, and you're hosting, and you're playing in celebrity basketball game, all of that. So it's very impressive, and it's very admirable to see you do that consistently. And it ain't new. You've been doing it for a while and everything. And then you have the nerve to be raising chickens. So
exactly.
I'm gonna keep going back to the chickens.
We gotta get this man some eggs immediately.
It ain't even me trying to plug to get some eggs. I ain't worried about that. It's just the fact that you don't see Black young Black people, men at that, that's cool. And then they're talking about chickens. He's had poster videos with him in the chicken yard, right? Chicken yard. Just making sure I'm saying the right thing. Chicken yard. Then I've seen him hand out eggs of his own chickens, and he like broke it down. So like stuff like that is like, wow, like I can't believe you're doing that. Can I ask you a question? What made you get into that?
So first, I've always loved animals, but to answer your question, it started out as like a pandemic project. I just wanted a couple chickens because there wasn't no eggs at the grocery store.
Wait, you just started this during the pandemic?
Yes.
Why think you been doing this your whole time?
It exploded after about maybe 3-4 months. 3-4 months, I get more into it. Now it's becoming a whole full-fledged animal rescue, rehabilitation, introduce kids to animals, farming, homesteading, and introduce the masses in an entertaining way program. Wow. Excellent adventures, y'all. Follow Black Yard Chickens for those that don't know. But so this thing is turned from 2 chickens to 50 plus animals. Chickens, ducks, rabbits, ponies, pigs, goats, and I'm Muslim. I don't even eat pork. Goats. What else we got? Rabbits, dogs, all type of stuff. Yeah. What do you say, Pops? Horses. Yeah. All of that. Yeah. Yeah. So and what keeps it going when them kids, I know you're a radio dude, you about to ask me that. What keeps it going is when I see them kids meet a goat or a chicken or see a blue or brown or green egg for the first time. They're like, what is this?
Right.
And
it's
they
not dyed.
mad, and they eyes just light up and they like, oh my God, I didn't know, this is amazing. Bro, that right there, it keep me going for the like that's my retirement plan. So to blend the entertainment and the podcast and the radio with that and still have my entertainment, feel for it. Cause I ain't about to be out there in overalls.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
I'm gonna be in my J's in the chicken coop.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what it's all about.
Now that is amazing. Just want to tell you that. That's
Appreciate
freaking
that, bro.
amazing. Cause I actually thought like this was something that, your pop probably was already doing. And then he just like, Junior, come on, and made it happen. But for you to say, I just started this during pandemic. So that means you only like 4 years in.
Yeah, 4 years in.
And it looked like you've been doing it forever, like, cause I got family that's farmers and everything, but it looks like your fluid, it doesn't never look like it doesn't look rehearsed. It doesn't look like, oh, I'm just doing this for the camera or anything. It looks like you do it. That's why I was like, he really do. Because remember, I think I said, I DM'd you one day. He was like, yo, you really doing chickens? Because I was just thinking, something, he just doing something. It's a plug. Like, what's the angle? But to really hear you say that and the way it flowed out, oh man, that's amazing, man. I support that. Regardless. Yeah. You just tell me what we need to do. If you need me to post something, anything like that, that's amazing that you're doing that. Yeah. Especially with the current culture and the economic. Yeah. The economy, especially with things going on with agriculture, to see you kind of planning for doomsday, as everybody said, that's amazing. Yeah,
I mean, just to get us in that space, like in a way to look like, okay, he doing that, but I just seen him with Tip, I just seen him with whoever, like, okay, maybe I could do that too. It's cool, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's what it is, right there. But I appreciate that.
And the thing about it, like the people like Tip and the celebrities we do know, they own stuff, but you don't see them doing it. So to see you doing it, that's what makes it so cool, because it's just normal. Just like with Rick Ross and the Animals, like everybody's like, oh, hey, we want to do this now. It's like, because you kind of have to have that, that synergy to see it, I still ain't seeing Rick Ross out there actually doing any work.
Right. I seen him talking about steers.
Right. I seen him steers, but I ain't never seen him out there actually moving. Right. Like, hey, I got this. It's just kind of like, I bought this and he moves on. Right. Get your hands dirty, Rick Ross. Come on. Show us some manure. But, that's amazing that you're doing that and everything, and you're not too far from me, so we definitely got to link up and stuff like that.
And you are one of the people that when I say off the books, off the radio stuff, admire, because you the one posting land and property and stuff like that, so, and that's inspiring within itself. When I hear about a brother almost having 10 acres, I was like, bro, that's amazing, that's incredible. You know what I'm saying? So
my goal is 100.
Definitely, yeah. So I'm definitely gonna put some animals out there.
Yeah,
just let them know, man.
My goal, just be honest. My goal is 100. Yeah. My new property is 8 acres. I wanted more, but due to the economy and stuff like this, I had to stick within my budget.
That's a lot. He's saying it like it's a small amount. That is a lot of space, y'all. That is a subdivision. All right, 8 acres is a subdivision. All right, I'm gonna let you finish, but I need to get perspective here.
8 acres is a thing. So my goal is to get more land, because that's the one thing they're not making more of. And I had, during the pandemic, well, prior to the pandemic, I bought the land, but it was something I was going to take my time with, but the pandemic kind of sped it up and everything. But, and it was one of the best decisions I did, because everybody did clown it. Like, oh man, you buying all that and everything. But during the pandemic, I didn't have to go to the park. My land was
the man had his own neighborhood. We're not going to be coy here.
I do have my own neighborhood. I got 29 neighbors, because I'm the biggest thing in the yard. I will say that. But, being humble is, my goal is to get more. Because I definitely want to get into some agricultural things on the next plot of land. And I've been constantly looking, just waiting to find the right thing. Don't want nothing too far. Yeah. But I'm definitely interested. And just like I told you, I want you to come by the space so you can see, what the things, that we got going on, because I'm doing some stuff. I'm planning some stuff for kids out of my neighborhood, where I want to develop a trick-or-treat Halloween trail only for Halloween. Yeah. Because, we having a lot of things where the kids can't go trick-or-treat. Yeah. I think Halloween being my favorite holiday. I'm gonna eventually,
That's dope.
with the help of Jerry Smoking B, and some other people, that we can develop. Because I'm working on a grant, but I want to develop my trail on the land, where during this particular time, maybe 7 to 9, the kids in the neighborhood can have a safe space, while being kind of scared, right? You know, putting some, you
the spirit,
the spirit of it. But then they can go. Parents can sit, wait. Kids can walk, or they can walk with the kids, and then they're in a safe space.
That's awesome, bro.
You feel what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
And they can get some candy, and then they go home.
Yeah, but it's safe. It's a safe space, because it's the world getting crazy, bro.
And then throw the real party for the adult.
Yeah, that's it. Because he got a nightclub background. You know what I mean? So it's all good, right?
Get the kids out the way. Right. Now take them home. Now come back, and then we have a party. A masquerade party. So that would be the goal. But my goal is to get more land. Yeah. For having space for some agricultural things, and it's cool to see some people that I can relate to that's doing it, and they're actually how their hands in. Yeah, so that's real cool. So salute to you though, for real.
Appreciate that, man. And it's a lot of resources. I know this is way off topic from what we're doing because it's a radio royalty thing, and I wanted to give you all your flowers, let people hear your story, because I know they really haven't. They see you on the move, they see you on the grind, but they don't know the story, the impact. The man came from Miami, you know what I mean? He came up here on a mission, you know what I mean?
College graduate, all of that. College graduate, all of that. But I started in radio as an intern. Everything I've done in my life, I started at the bottom. So even from the clubs, I started at the bottom and worked my way up to the top. There's not a job that I left in the same space because of my work ethic. It ain't because I knew people. It ain't because the reason why I know people is because of my work ethic. Right. People called me because they knew work. My work ethic is my business card. Yeah. You know, once you see me work, you want me on your team, because there's nobody on your team that's gonna outwork me. Don't care what nobody say. I'll put the house up on that and the acres. Or that nobody's gonna outwork me. You put me in a position, they can be taller, they can have more money, they can have more resources. They not gonna outwork me.
What Cat Williams said, put me on the line, boy.
Right. Put me on the line, boy.
That's how I love that, because I feel the same way about myself. But when you get 5 people in a room like that, that room becomes very dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
We all trying to beat each other for the same goal in a positive way.
Facts. I'd rather be a rich teammate than a broke boss.
Man, come on.
And a lot of people don't get that. And you don't need a lot of people to take over something. You know, most of these companies that did stuff, it started with 1, 2, 3 people. You just got to believe. Everybody got to understand the goal and the passion. You can take over a freaking country, you know, with 4 or 5 people. They don't get that. And the thing about it, we're so much competing at the bottom, we don't never get to the top. But the other side is competing. Yeah. Everybody else is competing. Yeah. So that's why I always lend my hand and be like, yo, just tell me what we need to do. Just have a plan for me. That's all. Don't waste my time and have a plan. Right. And those be the biggest things. And a lot of us, we're so, I want it now.
Like, put the work in to get done.
Man, we can talk about all kinds of stuff, like the island idea that I have, like all of this stuff, you know, research wise and stuff. It's just us getting together. And in radio, they don't want us to be friends. Yeah. In radio, a lot of them, because the competition and stuff like this, but you know, we can be friends and still be competitive. Exactly. When we put on the uniform, cool. Draymond Green and LeBron are really good friends. Right. You couldn't tell that on the court.
On the court, no. We're frenemies.
Free frenemies. Right. You know, Charles Oakley and Michael Jordan are best friends, but they will fight on the court. When the Knicks playing the Bulls, it was a problem. Right. You know, but at the end of the day, hey, you go home, take a shower, get cool. Hey man, where we going tonight? Right. That's the way it is. Right. We talk thing. That's the way it's supposed to be. We ain't got to be shoot each other on sight type thing. Right. But the goal is to still be great at what we do, and we can still lift each other up. That's facts. You know, because a rising tide lifts all boats, as my grandma used to say. So figure out. But that agriculture thing, man, I'm hitting you about that. We need to figure out how radio can do more into that, so that we can get into that. So we just need to figure that out. Absolutely. Like, what's that play on that? Absolutely.
We ran the clock out the camera. I love it, man. Hey, this has been one of the most incredible interviews, radio royalty, man. Bro, I appreciate you pulling up on me. Like y'all heard through the whole interview, this man busy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's been a dope situation to be able to sit down, get your story, parts of your story. You know, this ain't the whole thing. And then part 2, we're gonna be talking about these chickens and land and everything else.
Oh yeah. Because I'm coming to I'm coming to the thing this weekend. I'm gonna stop by.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to sneak. I'm gonna talk to you before because I'm gonna see him. I don't know what time you're gonna get out there, but I'm gonna wake up early because on your way there, I might tell you stop by.
Yeah.
So that I can show you what so you can get the idea.
Yeah.
Because everybody that I don't let a lot of people come to my crib, but when I do a lot of right. You feel me? But when they do, I get it.
Yeah.
You know, and like when I was talking about the Halloween thing, I was telling somebody I just went live. I ain't go live, but I went FaceTime with them and showed them. They was like, oh, I see what you're doing. I want to get in.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because you know how we visual.
Exactly.
It's like, what? You trying to do what?
Right.
Then it's like,
oh, I see it.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. But I get it. I definitely get it. Even what you're talking about, I get it. I got 100 ideas already just off of even us getting in touch with the county, letting them do a soil test on your land, seeing what can grow out there.
Right.
When then on top of that, what things that you can get funding to grow out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we figure all that out.
Say that. And then I'm like I said, I'm getting some more.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some more.
There we go. There we
Appreciate
go.
it, man.
There we go, man. Thank you.
Thank you, Reec. The Reec Show, Radio Royalty. Appreciate you for being here. My first official podcast since really I've been in radio. Yeah. And like the official one. Like I've done little small joints. Yeah. And I hate to say small, but
this is different. The focus is about you. This is about you. And this is we got
the first. I'm glad I gave kept my word. And anything you need from me, you know, just hit me.
For sure. Let me hit the hype bell one more time, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in. We gone.
Bet.